Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to this stream. Before we start, as always, please feel free to leave a comment in the chat just to get things tested. Because as you can imagine, I want to test the sound. I want to make sure everything's okay. So if anybody's out there, feel free to chat. Okay. So can everybody hear me well? So this is just a technical statement at the beginning. I'm gonna have Evan here on board, and please, if you do hear some issues with sound, please point it out in the chat because I can't hear everything. Just a second. Oh shit. Okay, sorry for the tiny technical difficulties. Welcome everybody to this stream of Aurory Tactics with the new live patch, which has just been uploaded. We have so many things to talk about today. We have the reward system. We got obviously the sync space, the new leaderboard, new NFT, new just overall mechanics, and it's very exciting. And today with me, we have, you know him as Evan XQA. His name Evan, obviously. He will introduce himself now. It's just going to be very exciting as we jump into the game and get to interact with him and discuss with him all the possibilities. Sound better now that the music is not in the background anymore. Thank you very much. So I'll just jump in and start. Thanks for the comments, guys, and keep it up. So just give me a second. Welcome, Evan XQA.
Introduction of myself. My name's obviously Evan. You can know me as Evan XQA in Discord. I've been trying to answer all of your bug reports and feedback within Discord. I work with a company called Extension QA, which is what the XQA stands for. We're based out of Montreal, and we do quality assurance for games, apps, websites, and software in general. And we've been working with Aurory for a little bit over half a year now, and super excited to continue working with them and improving the quality of the game.
That's cool. Well, welcome to the stream. You're actually one of the first person from the team to come on one of my streams. I've interviewed Johnny. I had, of course, Aurory Daily coming up. I made videos with people of the community, but first time I get a guest on the stream. Mr. Quack was there last time we played, obviously an investor. And it's very exciting to have you. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to talk about everything that just happened because it's been a crazy week. Could you tell us a bit how it was for you internally, like preparing all this patch and release?
Yeah, sure. It's definitely been pretty hectic over the last couple of weeks. The whole team's been working really, really hard to get everything ready for you guys. We had one of the bigger releases yesterday. It has a lot of content. A lot of work went into it. A lot of designing and testing. So we're really excited with the product, and we hope it's being well received by the community. Pretty excited to dive into it with you guys today.
Yeah, cool. I don't think we need to talk too much longer. We can talk as we explore the new UI, UX. And I see people are starting to Fuku saying Evan literally looks like I thought he looks like. Matthew, thank you very much for notifying about the sound. Feel free if you hear any other problems. Okay, great. So we're going to jump into the website first, starting with the leaderboard reset. I have a few questions personally. If anybody of you out there has questions, please ask them in the chat. So the leaderboard has been reset. I'm down to fourth place. I don't know what happened. I think it's a bug. So first of all, make sure. I'm joking. No, first of all, it looks gorgeous. I love the hint at the alpha season 0. I love everything's very clear. The tokenomics link here, or I don't remember where I found it, but everything around the tokenomics of the reward system is very exciting. I'm very impressed. I think what's interesting is that until this point, everything that Aurory released was something that I kind of expected in a sense. But yeah, this week was really like all the additions and the quality and just the visuals even of this page are really beautiful. Um, my first question to you is what does it imply? So the reward system, we get okas and tokens based on whether we're using NFTs or not. And I'm wondering if the rewards, the higher your rank, will you get more oris in return for your okas and tokens? Or like, does a player in 50 position with 1,000 okas get as much as a player in first position with 1,000 okas, which is probably not possible anyway, but like theoretically. Um,
Yeah, so I think there will be some effort at some points to provide like the people in the top positions towards the end of the season, or if you finish the season in first place, you'll receive X reward. Um, but for the time being, I believe those who win more games or tend to be higher up on the leaderboard. And given that Oka is provided to you for winning games, I think it sort of does equate to people with higher rating tend to make more Ori than those who have a lower rating because they end up losing games. And when you lose, you still consume your energy, but don't receive the premium currency
yeah.
like Oka.
Yeah, that's really, really, really cool. And I think we've noticed also, and tell me if I'm wrong, that if you match with a lower rank, your loss or your win will be more impactful. So your loss will actually deduct you much higher points, whereas your win will gain you little points.
Mhm. Yeah, that's right. I think you can see some people who are higher up in the leaderboard are starting to gain a lot less rating after their wins, and this is also a good mechanic to help with people who are lower on the leaderboard gain rating quicker. So if you tend to fall down in the rankings, there's still hope for you to gain because you'll be gaining more rating for each one.
Yeah, cool. Bouncy, I see you're not. You say you're number one. I do agree, but you have to put a PFP if you're like at the top. You can't like leave it blank like this. Like what's this? And at the end of this stream, I don't think you'll be first anymore. So, bonjour, bonjour, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We're here with Evan for all those who just arrived. Yeah, I think that's really cool. The system seems solid and simple for first one. In the sense like I mean, the math behind the ranking is just good enough. It's what people have been wanting. I do have one concern, which maybe you have. It's more about like how the team has thought about this. But
Hmm.
do you think that it makes it a challenge? How do you expect that the challenge of multi-accounting could occur, and how Ori plans to face that? Because you
Hmm.
could connect really late at night, give two accounts, and give yourself wins. Do you have thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think the idea right now is that if you were to do something like that, the matchmaking system will tend to match you with people who are closer to your rating. So if you're just sort of losing a game against yourself, that account will get out of range of the rating that you would be matched with.
Okay.
There are going to be some things that the team will do, on their end that uh, I can't necessarily talk about because um, you know just for reasons of privacy. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's definitely something that we're aware of and that we're working
Yeah.
to reduce the exposure that we have
Hmm.
to these sorts of cases. But for now, like you should find that you're going to be matched up with players closer to your own rating. So,
Yeah.
if you begin to lose a lot of games on one wall, that player, you just won't match up together anymore.
No, no, it's fine. I mean, for me, in my opinion, like there were a bit of comments at the beginning, like, "Oh, what is investment player now have need only one NFT, for example," and stuff. But I really feel like it's really good for a first start, and I'm sure the team is not gonna suddenly distribute like millions of Auries or anything. Like it's gonna be a gradual thing, um, and they will tweak over time. So I personally I have no issue, but yeah, I was wondering if there
Yeah.
was a thought behind this. Also, I think I read somewhere at one point that the team obviously keeps has all the database of the games, and
Mm.
if they see like kind of suspicious behaviors, they'll flag that, and
Mhm.
so I mean I know
Yeah.
there are pros, and I'm sure they considered it, but I was just
The
curious.
the players, their NFTs still only have 10 energy every 24 hours.
Yeah,
So your income is also limited to the amount of NFTs that you have,
hmm,
right? If somebody who has 3 NFTs can use that team and exhaust their energy, but someone who has 6 NFTs can do that twice
yeah,
and effectively earn more currency that way. So, with regards to helping investors earn more, those with more NFTs certainly have greater possibility to capture Ori on a weekly basis.
that's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I actually like that. Yesterday I played, and I emptied my Okas, and then I just switched my Dip King for my ever good Dip King. It felt good to have
Mhm.
like two good Nifties to kind of get extra rewards, you know. Also,
Yeah.
my last question about the leaderboard. Just I noticed it stops at 50. Do you guys just show the top 50, or are we just 50 players who started since yesterday?
No, there are certainly more players than 50 who have been playing since
Yeah,
yesterday. I can certainly pass this along to the team and see if there's it seems that there's interest in seeing maybe up to 100 or 200,
yeah,
whatever it may be, or every single player. I'm not sure from a technical standpoint which one of those is most feasible, but
oh
I'll
no,
certainly pass along that there's interest in seeing more than 5 pages.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's not an interest. I was curious if it was capped. Like, is that
Okay.
yeah, or did we actually only
I,
have?
yeah, no, there's definitely more
Oh
than
yeah.
50 people. But yeah, I'll see if we can show those
I think
people
it's okay.
if that's
It
possible.
makes sense. Like your goal is to. Well, I think it's nice for people to know what's their own level
Mhm.
at least in their player profile. But which takes me to the player profile section, the brand new sync space
Mhm.
kind of vibe thing. Yeah, I think I do have. There's a bit of an issue with the
So
inventories today.
yeah,
So it's not showing everything, but
you also need to click that approve button there. So sometimes the
ah,
session will expire, and
ah,
that'll provide you with the updated
voila.
values there.
So here's my
Hmm.
3,800 okas. How much you think
Very
I'll
nice.
get with that? um,
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I'm curious to see as well.
so I mean, I didn't use Sync Space yet. I thought I'd wait for the stream just to show people how it works. And you maybe can explain exactly, or more or less, what's the process of like
Sure.
swapping the Oris while I do it.
Sure, yeah. So the sync space is basically a place where initially all of the ori that you earn, which is converted from the oka and toke that you earn in game, it will be placed in the sync space every week. And you see the countdown timer just above your currencies there on the right. So that's counting down to when the conversion will happen into ori. So
Ah, yeah.
once that conversion happens, you'll see your Ori balance there increase, but it will be in the sync space. So basically,
Ah.
to reduce the amount of like on-chain transactions that you need to do, to collect it or this and that, you can leave it in there and you can take it all at once in one transaction from your wallet, from the sync space to your wallet, and vice versa. You can also move things from your wallet into the sync space.
Hmm.
In the future, there will be other uses for the sync space, for NFTs and stuff like that. But this is a way to greatly reduce the amount of on-chain transactions that need to occur for users.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's really cool.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think there may be some technical issues
Yeah.
with the marketplace right now in the profile page. Um, the,
Yeah, yeah.
we're speaking about that actively right now
Yeah, I
for
think
the
that's what's happening.
team. As you can see, like if you have any like Aurorians in your wallet, for instance,
They're
it
not showing
says
everything's
yeah.
at zero.
So at the moment, the team's working on a fix for that. But the purpose of the SIG space is to be sort of a temporary place for all your Aurory to be deposited,
Yeah.
so that you don't need to accept like a transaction when it gets converted,
No,
so that you
that's
can
really
come and
cool.
get it on your own time.
That's really cool. And talking about like these fixes and small issues. So you mentioned that, and I'll go into the game. You mentioned that part of your job is with a team of players to kind of check the little bugs that are all the bugs, play
Hmm.
test as much as you can. And you did mention to me the situation right now, like it's a bit frustrating when like one bug passes through. You mentioned to me before the stream. So
So yeah, definitely. So the process that we do is myself plus three others. We work full time on testing Aurory as it's developed. So as things are first introduced and up to the very end of each version, the team is constantly playing and running tests to see, if any bugs are occurring.
mhm.
So it's at some points when you release a version like this, we have a set amount of time which we dedicate to each version, and if we do see some issues that are going through, we decide are they high priority enough to slow down like the release?
Yeah.
Should we push the release back? So we try to limit the amount that we delay things, for sure. So there are times when things will issues will be introduced between the last time where we were able to check this,
Mm-hmm.
and then a day or two later something was introduced that accidentally broke something else, but we didn't have enough time to check that.
Yeah.
These things can happen, and it sucks when it does happen. Um, we definitely try to eliminate all of the highest priority issues and the
Yeah.
biggest
Yeah.
blockers for you guys before they get here. But anytime that you guys encounter an issue and post it in the bug report channel, I take it from there and I send it to my team, and
Yeah.
we look at it there, and then we file an issue, and
That's great.
it does get looked at. So everything that you guys are writing in there right now is being looked at. We definitely hear you,
Yeah,
and
that's great.
a fix for the most reported issues are already being worked on. So
Oh, that's great, and it's interesting because I didn't know exactly what your position was before today. Like I just knew you were there answering questions. I thought, oh, is he maybe developing also the game and stuff? But anyway, thank you so much for sharing all of this introduction to the new patch. Which okay, maybe I should play. No, I will not play Unica for this first game um, because I wanna start. It's been. I think some people have been asking me. It's a tutorial on the time unit, and so I'm currently like very busy with closing a lot of projects that I've been working on for like the last 4 months, and my goal is really focused on like closing all of this and then moving much more regularly into Aurory. So, and also I thought to wait for the patch, and before making the UT, the time unit video, which is the time cost of everything. But today I thought let's just do a quick AI game for everybody who's watching, and I'll extract that and post it on YouTube later to really explain basically what it means, the term time unit. And Evan, I'm sorry, I'm
yeah, no, go ahead.
Ula.
Definitely can help
Okay.
answer any questions you have on the way, for sure.
I think I'm having a bit of a sound transition issue, but yeah, I'll just move you out of the frame so people can enjoy also the beautiful new UI UX. And so basically, what I want to explain to everybody. At the top here, you have a bar, which is called a time track. And in a game with a time track mechanic, it means that every action you do, movements or attacks, will consume time. And the team has made it clear that you have little bars here, which represent one time unit. And one time unit means you could see it as minutes. So 1 minute of time, depending on your action. And what happens is that, first of all, as you saw, my dino bit finished its turn. The minimum cost of a turn is 3 times unit. So all my NFTs, I took default, so they all have the same initiative. They start at the same time. If I do nothing, if I just end my turn, you will see that it costs me 3 time units. Let's call them minutes to make it simple, yeah, or 3 bars. Like just you need to really observe in the game this bar at the top. And let's see what happens if I move. If I move 2 tiles with Dynobit, he's gonna actually move 2 bars because the time cost for full movements with an FT costs 2 bars. And then because he cannot attack, the turn ends and he consumes another bar because the minimum time cost of a turn is 3 bars. It sounds a bit confusing, but my point is, if I move now with ByteBit, I do full movement, it uses 2 bars. So it's still its turn, and I could attack. If I attack, now I consume 4 bars, 4 time units, which means that all other creatures on the battlefield, other NFTs, can perform actions until before it's ByteBit's turn again. So I'm not sure if this is really clear. I really need people to ask me maybe some questions in the chat. But yeah, you really have to pay attention to this. See, right now I move. So you see the position of my Dynobit. It means that, for example, my zoo could perform 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars worth of actions before it's Dynobit's turn again. So my zoo could attack 1 time, consume 4 bars, meaning it's now 2 bars away from Dynobit. It's not that hard to understand if you pay attention. I really suggest to look at to try it out in AI, so you don't mind losing. Just test and see how the NFTs move on the bar and when it's your turn again. Oh my god, this is much more complex to explain than it seems, but in a sense, the essence of it is not so difficult. I don't know if you want to say something, Evan.
Yeah, I think you're doing a great job explaining it. I think it's worth mentioning that you can see on the left side of the timeline, the spacing between the different markings are a little bit greater. So not everything is sort of 120. You can see towards the right side of the timeline, the spacing gets a little bit tinier, but each notch there on the line is still representative of 1 time unit.
1 time unit, yeah,
So
exactly.
I think some people get a little bit confused because they see the distance between every marking on the line. But a good way
Yeah.
to look at it is just based off the lines themselves.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good to mention. I didn't think, because basically people have to imagine that it's stretching out for us to see better. And then
Yeah,
it's piling up. So because there are actions that will, cause like I'm pretty sure that if right now I decided to bouncing claws, right? I do to do bouncing claws. No, they've buffed bouncing claw, I guess. But before it used to consume time for every bounce. I need to think of another attack. But yeah, basically you have attacks which consume a lot of time, so your NFT is going to go really far on the timeline. And if you played it at the wrong time, it means that all other NFTs will perform multiple basic attacks, because basic attacks only cost 4 time unit, for example. So it's very important to take this in consideration. It's not because you have a lot of hype to kind of like do Bulldozer that you should do it. I think Bulldozer is the best example right now. If I do Bulldozer, because Bulldozer, I'm pretty sure, uses time units per hit per NFT. So the more NFT you hit, the more it goes down. Yeah, perfect example. So you see my Dynobits here. I did that move. And now what happens is that my ByteBit can attack 1 time. And it's still going to be its turn to do another attack if it wants. It can also move a little bit. And it's still its turn. So you just need to pay attention to it. The best thing I find when I play is an idea is, if I have an opportunity to attack before I move, I will first attack and see where my NFT stands. Because sometimes you attack and you realize, oh, if I skip my turn, it's going to be my turn again. So just instead of moving and then attacking, if you can attack first the NFT you want to attack, because I see people sometimes they, like I will just skip ByteBit's turn, like Dino could attack right now, but instead of attacking, they make them move to the corner and then attack, and they've just wasted a lot of time. So that's my suggestion, I think.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of play style and complexities that you can add to save your NFT some time based off of whether you attack or you move first. Um, like you mentioned,
Yeah. Oh,
there's definitely a lot to gain by not moving necessarily if you don't have to.
mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Fukuhara Clan has a question. So every end turn costs you 3 UT. No, every turn will cost you minimum 3 bars, 3 UT, which means
Hmm.
that if you spend less than 3 UT, it will always add the missing UT that you didn't use. If you use 1 UT and skip your turn, then suddenly the bar will go up to 2 UT more because it's a total of 3, if that makes sense. Yeah? And does any have a role in it? Example 100% any end turn only costs 2.4. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So I don't know if there's been changes in the update. I'm pretty sure there is because the initiative value changed. But basically 50% of initiative represents exactly 3 UT for a turn. So 50% is like a zero. It's like a has 50% has zero impact on all the time costs of actions and movements. And then everything below 50% will start to make the time cost of your actions and movements cost more, whereas having a high initiative will lower the time cost of your actions and movements. And we calculated before, but I think it changed. But basically, it's 1% faster per. Yeah, I think it's something. Well, sorry, I will go to the NFTs because you shouldn't look at the percentages, right? Sorry. If I take Dip King here, he has 99 initiative. So 99 points of initiative is like everything's that's the normal cost. And every point below 99% is minus is cost plus 1% of time. It's a bit of math and it's a bit it can be confusing, but basically it's more like for you to understand that all of these moments where you end up having an enemy playing lots of turns before you is actually makes a lot of sense once you start to realize that you need to be careful about your actions and how you play them and when you play them, etc. Any other thoughts? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I think you put that pretty well. Definitely, that is the idea of initiative, to either increase or decrease the amount of time units consumed by your actions. But yeah, definitely be conscious of which actions you're using and in what order to best set you up to take more turns before, or to control the ordering of the turn.
Yeah.
You can see there your NFTs have different initiative values than the
Yeah.
base ones, so they'll consume slightly less TU per action than the regular NFTs,
No,
the non-NFT
exactly.
one.
No, exactly. And it's kind of hard to explain right now, and that's I'm still writing the script for the video because I think it needs to be as clear as possible. So, Fuku, thanks for all your questions, but going in too much details right now is probably not understandable. The only thing to understand is that you need to pay attention to the bar at the top. Lefties on the left side, nefties on the left side are the nefties which are about to play, and the more you are down the right side, the more you have to wait. So you have to pay attention when you do an attack. You have to pay attention when you move where your nefty stands, because I don't think I personally think you should really like either do a movement or an attack and see where you're at, and then decide if you keep going. You know, and the best way to practice is in AI also to observe with your own NFTs. Personally, I've done a spreadsheet of the time costs of each actions of my ByteBitZoo and DipKing. So like this, I know exactly how much they cost. I'm not paying too much attention to it, but I thought if it gets really, really competitive, then it really helps me.
Yeah, I believe that info is public as well. It's cool that you record it on your own. But I believe for those who are interested in the cost, all that information should be available in the patch notes.
Really? Oh, yeah.
At least the values which were changed in the last patch. If you look further back in other patch notes, you'll find what you're looking for. But Yeah, whenever there's a buff or a
Hmm.
debuff to an ability, with regards to the time cost, it's always displayed there in the patch notes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how we started looking researching it and stuff. But since they've put the bars, it's like you go into
Hmm.
AI, and it's not always easy to make it clear because the bar moves and stuff. But you get an approximation. Oh, does it cost 4? Does it
Hmm.
cost 6? And that's really important, and that's a game changer.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's play. I'm playing. If you want to play, Evan, I don't know, but Terra. Okay, so let's try and rank up the leaderboard. We're half an hour into this stream. If people have questions for Ivan, now is a good moment also. Please feel free to ask. And by the way, as I start the stream, always remember this is still a beta version or alpha. I don't even know how exactly it's
Beta.
beta. Yeah. And so yeah, there are a few bugs, but overall the UI is kind of amazing, and that's what I'm going to talk about. Um, yeah, I kind of love these little details here. To be able to see the stats of your opponent's Nifty, I think is going to be very important. I'll be honest, I don't have time to focus on it right now
Mhm.
when you're still like learning
Yeah.
the new rhythm of the game. But eventually, it will be the thing that will be like, okay, who
Hmm.
should I attack, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a good point. You can try to single out, the various stats of the NFTs. You can see now, which wasn't available on the previous UI, that they have the actual health totals right above the Nifty, as well as the health bar to sort of visualize that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really cool, like, quick way to see, which Nifty is low health, like who should I
Yeah,
be targeting.
yeah. To have
And yeah, I was just gonna say that that helps sort of the players save some time on each turn, with decision making and stuff like that.
no, totally. No, totally. It's really. I personally find the UI it's so gorgeous. I love it also that, you just like scroll over and it zooms in.
Mhm.
It's all these details are absolutely gorgeous. I do think like all of this is a lot of information to take in, like while the
Mhm.
game is playing. So I imagine as the game evolve and we might draft NFTs before the game, we can actually take the time and look at the stats of the
Mhm.
the enemy. But it's really cool
Yeah,
addition.
I think it's definitely helpful for new players who are in a game, and they don't remember what the ability does necessarily, or they're looking at the enemy and they don't know, they've never seen that NFT before. It at least
Mm-hmm.
gives them a little bit of a way to see like a good description of each ability, and highlight it in a nice way. I also
Um,
notice the status effects are now being displayed underneath the health bars as well. So anytime that there's a buff or a debuff applied to an FT, you'll see a little status icon.
yeah,
And each icon is unique to that status as well. So once you begin to sort of learn, what each one looks like, you won't need to hover over
yeah,
and read what that status is. You'll just know that it's
yeah.
being affected.
And you guys kind of mentioned like I mean there's been some spoilers in the last video probably or no dev update that showed how some future status which everybody was like, oh, what is this?
Okay,
That's
I have to check that out.
yeah, or not status. Yeah, there was like a lightning bolt symbol or something,
Okay,
or poison. I think that was poison. There was
right.
not
There,
poison. Something like a
there's definitely
yeah,
a lot of NFTs being designed
yeah.
and built. So
No,
I'm
that's
sure there
cool.
will be a lot of really interesting
So do
effects and abilities.
I imagine right now are you playing NFTs which are about to come out?
Yeah, I mean, internally as we test the game, we certainly need to play the new NFTs as they come out. Um,
So what are you playing right now that we don't know about?
at the moment, we just released Unica, so we were really focusing on releasing that and making sure that was
Yeah.
all tested. So, as time continues over the next week, we're going to keep an eye on the stability of Unica to see if there's any user reported
Mm-hmm.
issues. And our focus is probably going to remain there, just for the short term. But um, the development for a couple new NFTs I know is already underway on the design side of things, and I think there's been some post of showing the rigging, like the setting up of the in-game NFTs. So things are underway, and there's definitely more coming. But at the moment, we're just gonna wrapping up with Unica on our side, and then on
Mm,
to the next one.
that's nice. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll talk a bit about Unique after. Yeah, just I mean, just won a game. We're ranking up, going after
very nice.
Bouncy. Bouncy, don't be shy, join in.
So we
Yeah,
could
so
talk about a little bit about the results screen if you
yeah,
like
yeah,
here.
that's what I was going to say. Yeah, go for
Um,
it.
yeah, so you can see here after every game against another real opponent and against AI. But to be clear, when fighting AI, you do not gain the currencies.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to gain currency, you need to be playing tactics against actual players. So you can see here, it shows you how much Oka you've won. Because these are all NFTs, you win Oka. As long as you have Oka energy, which is, you can see just above the Oka number. These are essentially the charges of how many matches you can play that day before you stop earning Oka. So you can continue to use those NFTs if you want once the energy is depleted, but you'll only earn Toke at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So right now you win 100 Oka for defeating an opponent. In the future, the amount of currency that you win will be dependent on the rating of the opponent. So, you know, being in a higher skill tier and playing an opponent will increase the amount of Oka that you'll earn. So, um, right now it's at a base level, but uh, in the future it will be based off of the rating or the skill tier of the opponent.
Yeah. No, it's really.
Um, yeah. So you can see here the I saw you mouse over the Oak Energy total there. So
Yeah.
somebody had asked me in Discord earlier what time it resets at. So it's not unique to each Nefty. It's at a specific time of day every day. It's midnight. I believe it's at
Yeah.
GMT. I think was at the time zone. So if you find yourself at 11 p.m. And you want to play like 10 games, you get it all done, and then midnight
Yeah.
comes
Yeah.
around, you'll
That's
find that your energy has reset, and you can continue to play and earn Oka with those Nefties.
night playing. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's great. I didn't even notice when I scrolled this little like every. I think those details right now, like these little bubbles and stuff, is really like
Mhm.
what sets this. I mean, besides all the great improvements, but the sets this patch apart as like, oh, now it really looks like an actual game, not beta anymore. Like right now, it looks like a
Mhm.
fully first season competitive game, and I think that's really cool. Do you have
Yeah.
any like information? Because I read the tokenomics. I'm not a pro with that, but I see really like if you win with non NFT NFTs, you get 10 tokens per per NFT
Mhm.
that wins. But
Yeah.
somehow I thought I read on the graph that 40% of Ori distributed go to tokens and
Right.
60% go to Oka, but that doesn't really make sense to me in the sense like I have 4,000 Okas.
Right. So how it's going to work is, like you said, 60%. So there's a set pool of Ori that's just distributed every week. 60% of all of that Ori is going to be divided equally um, amongst players, depending on how much Oka they have.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So relative to the proportion of all the Oka that you have that week out of all the players, you'll receive that value of Ori in return. So let's say it was 1,000 Ori. It's not that, but I'm just as an
Yeah, yeah.
example. 600 of that Ori would be distributed to uh, proportionally to players depending on the ratio of their amount of Oka compared to the total amount of Oka that week. Right. So if there was only two players playing, for example, and you know those two players had equal amounts of Oka, the 600 Ori would be distributed to them half half. If one player had Oka and the other player didn't have any Oka, then all of the Ori would be given to that player.
Okay. Well, then that raises my question, and maybe you're about to answer it, but sorry. Um, if there are more players earning Okas than tokens, does it mean that people who have tokens will earn more Auries than people who have Okas?
Um, well, like you mentioned, like 40% of the total pool is going to be distributed proportionally between players relative to the amount of toke that they have. Um, certainly, if there are more players, um, you know, it will be distributed amongst more people. So, you know, I think it's unlikely
Mm-hmm.
that you would earn more through toke versus Oka in any case. Um, there's just more Ori to be given to players
Okay.
for Oka, and this is kind of like in an interest to provide
Mm-hmm.
benefits to holders and who have NFT NFTs. Um, so you can get all the Oka, and you can also then, once you've exhausted your energy, start collecting toke if you want
Yeah.
to use your NFT still.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you start accumulating Oka to gain your share
Mm-hmm.
of the 60% of the pot,
Mm-hmm.
and then any toke you have will be what earns you your share of the 40% of the pot.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, yeah, we'll see. I guess I just thought, is it possible, in a sense, but cool.
Uh, I would think it's unlikely,
Yeah,
but we'll see. We'll see, and I know that the team will have everyone's best interest in mind in
oh, for
terms of the
sure.
holders and stuff like that. So if any adjustments need to be
That
made,
is always the case.
yeah.
Okay, so we're back in the game now, and we have Unica in front with Fuku playing against me. Everybody know Fuku. If you don't know him, research him. I think Unica was really well welcomed, both in terms of like style, I guess, and its abilities. Like its passive ability is really interesting. I haven't played tested it myself yet.
You
And
haven't played any Unica yet,
no, the thing is, the way I usually like when there's a leaderboard reset, I'm gonna play the team that I've practiced
right?
until I start losing enough to feel like, okay, now let's try. I need to see how far I can go with the team. I'm very like focused on the team and see how far it can go.
Okay. Is this your this
That's
is your squad right now?
that
This is
is
your
my
go-to.
that's my
Okay,
go-to team.
got it.
It's Bytebit, Zoo, and Dip King. And it was before the patch was launched, and what's cool is that I feel like it's better now with the update. So it was, oh, Rainbow. Oh shit. Okay, I don't know Unica. Also, is a bad news for me. Oh
Yeah, the rainbow flash ability is pretty strong. It does a straight line,
how
and
did?
deals damage to.
No, no, I'm really pissed off. How did it?
I think I think you just died from painful shriek
I
there. Is
know,
that correct?
but yeah,
Oh,
Etherblast.
how did his
How did
live?
his survive? Etherblast usually does so much more damage. Okay, new patch, new patch. Okay, I'm about to die. Oh, I'm really about to die. Damn. Yeah, I need to learn about Unica's moves. What's your favorite Nifty so far?
I really like Unica since it's been put out. I think it's super strong.
Mm-hmm.
Um, out of the more classic ones, which have I always used? I mean, I'm still a big fan of number 9 as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has a lot to offer. Obviously, they're still in their sort of free NFT stage, so they can be stronger than some NFT NFTs, but I think they haven't been quite as adopted yet as some of the ones that are available as NFTs.
Mm.
But I really like number 9 personally. I think he has a lot of cool maneuverability and
Yeah,
complexity.
no, it is an interesting one. Hmm. Yeah,
Well, let's
yeah,
see.
but that's the thing. Still his turn. I
Yeah, he's
am
got
done
quite a few
for.
turns before. You do have quite a bit of hype, I think, right? You can
Yeah.
maybe do a overcharged combo breaker and kill and hit all of them, I think.
No, yeah, but it's risky. It uses a lot of time. But let's see. I
Yeah.
mean, I think his mistake right now is not attacking me.
Yeah.
Like he could have attacked me so many times. He's going for a stomp sky drop. But Fuku, you know there's a bug with stun. No, what are you doing, Fuku? So there's currently a little bug with Dip King. Do not stun Dip King. Oh, well, not against Skydrop, it seems. GG Fuku.
Yeah, I think because it's an AoE ability, it wouldn't have triggered it anyways.
Yeah, that's
I
why.
believe that's probably why that's happening.
That's why. GG, nice game, Rafi. Yeah. Oh, you wrecked me and then you go to sleep? Come on, man. Come on. Do you want to play one game, Ivan? And then we end the stream?
Sure.
So what is the thing you're looking the most forward to now in the next months?
I'm definitely, like I mentioned, I'm looking forward to the new NFTs which are being developed. I think those are going to be really cool. There have been some teasers, I think, on Twitter about these. Definitely looking forward to that. There should be information about tournaments coming up in the near future. Those will be pretty cool. And then obviously we have our single player mode, our adventure mode, which I think is shaping up really, really nicely, and I can't wait for people to see that as well. I'm not sure if that will be ready for people within the next month, as you mentioned, but it's something that's really coming together really nicely, and I think it'll be really cool.
Nice. Let me know when you start.
Yeah, I'm going to. Let's see here.
And so you're playtesting the adventure mode, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Our team is definitely still actively working on that as it's being developed. Yeah.
That's really cool. Anybody got any questions for Ivan, by the way, before we end this stream with a last game? I don't know. The thing is that there's a bit of a buffer time, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm getting some yeah. I need to check my settings.
Oh,
it's the first.
I queued.
Didn't
realize. I already queued. I
found
someone back.
You found someone back. Okay.
Well, I can back out.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'll back out. I'll queue
Okay.
stream. I'll give this guy a free dub.
Yeah, we have to be at the same time. Yeah, but we might match with him again. So.
Okay. All right, I'm going to requeue now.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. All VIP 227.
Yeah, that's me.
Well, you don't put your name out.
I guess it's. I was using a test wallet for the deployment earlier. I didn't realize it's not my main account.
So maybe for the people like investors and stuff, like what's do you own an Aurorian or?
Do I own an Aurorian? I don't really own too many NFTs. I've dabbled here and there before. It's definitely something I'm looking into picking up. I think it'd be really cool. Obviously, as part of the team, they provide us with those to do tests and stuff. So I still have access and all that. But yeah, I'm certainly on a personal level, definitely looking into supporting the team in that way, picking up at least one. Getting NFTs and getting in there. Yeah.
And your NFT, did you hatch an egg or no? You're waiting.
Have I hatched an egg myself? No, I think that's really cool though. I'm always really into the sort of like not like necessarily like a loot box way, but just opening things of various rarities and seeing what you get. I've always thought that was really really fun. So I'm definitely gonna pop some eggs open. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's kind of addictive in a sense, and
yeah.
And there is value in those eggs, I guess, in terms of like competitiveness and.
I guess you're gonna. He's almost dead so quick.
Yes.
They're strong.
Well, life cycle is good. But I find it's useful to like. I find that block choy it's useful to just make it use its hype as. Oh shit! My green screen. This is the end of the stream.
What's happened?
My green screen fell.
Oh,
I don't have the most optimal.
uh,
As I'm still like in transition in Brussels in a space.
okay. Oops. I don't know if I should have done that.
That's pretty good actually. It's really UT consuming. And yeah.
Well, I don't have enough yet to use the combo that I want to use.
What's the combo? Encore with
The combo, yeah. I gotta use the Encore combo, of course.
instantly flash. Yeah,
Retreat here.
the ultimate skill is kind of powerful. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But I think your guys are super strong. I feel like I just have to run away.
Not strong enough, it seems. Yeah, so basically don't leave your NFTs in a line in front of Unica. Hard lesson learned
Yeah,
by Fuku.
good idea, definitely.
Okay, everybody's rooting for you in there.
Oh my god, I'm gonna lose. That's for sure. I don't think I can. Oh no.
no.
Well, yeah, it doesn't look good for me, but let's see. Maybe there's hope if I can
Charge
get
in a
away.
straight line, throwing the first encountered creature behind. I've never seen somebody play that. Is it powerful? Is it a
It's
good
definitely really strong, yeah. If you can get
with Encore?
if you can get enough hype on him, yeah. But I'm not sure I'm gonna have the chance. Let's see. You guys don't have ectoplasm.
So ectoplasm. I guess the symbol under my byte bit is ectoplasm. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I really enjoyed the Catherine Ellen as a star to remind you how many hits you had. Oh
Yeah,
wow, the animation of Soul Conduct. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. I didn't see the new one.
Oh yeah, there was a I believe it was added actually in this last patch, new VFX for that ability. Oof.
Come on. I will try to kill you, Unica.
Oh no.
Overcharged.
Yeah. It's tough. You guys have gotten so much better. I remember when we had first started playing, I felt like I was like, okay, I know
You
more
were a
about the game
beast.
than these
Yeah.
guys, so I can win. But now you guys know so much and have these crazy NFTs, and it's
Yeah,
just like,
people have been hardcore.
I'm just running away the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, no, I mean it just shows that there is a real interest in hatching eggs, you know, and just being able to build your own team. There's a certain personality to it. Like I really enjoy how. I mean, again, I have to play this new update more, but like I really enjoy the how a slight differentiations in stats could have a different purpose for an FT. Like I really have two Dip Kings, which are really really good in my opinion, but one is really like high ether attack, and the other one has more defense and more HP. So it's like I could imagine in the future that when we get to draft, I pick one depending on what my opponent is choosing.
Yeah, I think that'll be really cool to be able to sort of pick and counter pick based off the stats.
Yeah.
Stuff like some advanced gameplay.
Yeah. So what are your games, by the way? What is your style of games?
Like what kind of games do I
Yeah.
play on regularly?
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of MOBAs myself. I'm into FPS shooters
Ah,
and
nice.
RPGs, and always been into video games in general. So
That's cool.
I think tactics is a good mixture of a lot of sort of tactic and RPG elements. So I think it's really cool. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, well, I think we'll end here. It's been a nice hour talking, meeting you. Oh, sorry, I'll just go back to my rank has lowered significantly thanks to Fuku. I mean, after it updates, I should be still in 5th position,
Yeah.
but no. Anyways, really cool to meet you. It was really cool to chat and to get your input. F for
Cool.
Evan in chat. Thanks
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
who watched.
I was just gonna say thanks as well, and yeah, I lost pretty bad there, F for me. But feel free to reach out, guys, if you ever have any questions that we didn't answer over the stream. I'm always in Discord, so you can. I try to catch your comments in Kitty's Tavern or general chat or bug reports. So feel free to reach out if you have any other questions.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, exactly. Like anybody who is not aware yet of the activity on Discord, and like this is where we're all learning and exchanging and teaching each other, because obviously until the tutorials in game come out, I think Johnny mentioned in the next patch, we do have to be able to communicate between players and teach each other as best as possible. So, and yeah, Evan is definitely a key player in this dynamic. So yeah, so thanks and have a great evening, day in Montreal. I don't know, day. Have a great day and more bug
Awesome.
fixings and testings.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me on, and look forward to talking with you guys on Discord.
Yeah. Bye bye, everybody.